Hello, Singaporeans. Let's be honest. No matter how great a leader is, they are not perfect. They are not gods. They are just human. They can make good decisions, but they can also make mistakes. They can have strong vision, but still be wrong sometimes. They can lead well for a season, but lose touch over time. That's the reality of being human being, and no leader is above that. Do you agree? Even the greats, yes, even Lee Kuan Yew made mistakes because leaders are human. Do you agree? They are not perfect. And no political party, no matter how long they have ruled, has a monopoly on wisdom. And in Singapore, we have been conditioned to believe otherwise, that only the PAP can govern Singapore. That change is risky, that voting for the opposition is dangerous. But look around, Hougang didn't collapse. Arjuni and Sengkang didn't fall apart. In fact, many residents are proud, happier even. So why are we still afraid to try something different? When one political party holds power for too long, they will stop listening. Let's not play with words. They will get too comfortable. Mistakes get repeated, or worse, ignored. That's why change isn't reckless, it's responsible. It keeps democracy alive. It reminds those in power that they answer to the people, not the other way around. So let's stop treating any leader or any political party like they are untouchable. We don't need perfection. We need accountability. Singapore belongs to all Singaporeans. And we have the right to choose, to question, and yes, to change. Singaporeans, please take note. We need leaders who listen, who serve, and who are held accountable, not just by talking, but by real actions. Let's remember, we are not followers of kings. We are citizens, and the power is with us. By now, I hope more Singaporeans know the GRC system better. It was introduced in the name of racial harmony, but over time, it's become a shield, a way to make it harder for the oppositions to win seats. One vote doesn't always equal one voice. The GRC system does not accurately reflect the true wishes of the people, and we should know this very well, and this is the true fact. Where you get 30+% in this GE 2025, but 30+%, and yet the oppositions only get 10 seats. Do you think this is accurate? One more thing I want to add is, like, sometimes I do hang out in coffee shops, like on my own, to have some tea or coffee, and I overheard some Singaporeans or some folks talking. So I would like to share with you some things I heard. I try to remember what they say. Yeah, I think there's one man was saying, like, about echo chamber. They say like mass media lah, all our mainstream media is just like echo chamber lah. Even our TV news anchor are all echo chambers of what the PAP say. Then I think one of them was also saying that Singaporeans are also echo chambers. So I find it quite funny. Then later I kind of understand because I just overheard those conversations. Then it was saying like, because when Singaporeans, like nowadays, we use social media, then you can see a lot of comments going on, especially during the GE 2025 period. Then maybe they are from PAP IBs or PAP diehard fans. Like they said, all those reasons they write, that they type out, is all typical things that already mentioned by the PAP. So they are just echo chambers. Then I seriously think about it. It's really very true about it. Because such as like, when you're talking about prices very high, they will say Singapore very small. A lot of things you have to bring in. This is not from them. They didn't invent this logic. It's all said by the PAP government. They are not just echoing out. Then, do they have their own brain, like to be critical thinking, independent thinking? I don't think so. Because we know that there are countries that selling stuff that they don't produce, and yet they can price so much lower than Singapore. So why? So this is called about thinking citizen. Go and explore, go and investigate, go and question, and demand answer from the PAP. And also the government is the biggest land, own the biggest land. So they sort of can control the land prices. So everything sort of can bring down the prices of the food. And also a lot of things. Yeah, that is why I heard from the folks was saying like that, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I think there's so much thing that they were saying that I think it can make sense also. Then I'm quite happy to hear that also. That means they are not afraid to speak up like in the coffee shop setting. This is not anti-government at all. This is not anti-government. This is like having your own voice. You are really independent thinking. Then I also want to emphasize, I think I heard that saying and I agree. Like when you are saying about democracy, about like having your own mind, it doesn't mean that you must talk against the PAP or say PAP not good every time to have an independent mind. But it's like, if you want to agree with what PAP do, please come up with your own logic, with your own reasoning, but not being an echo chamber. That means all those words that being typed out, all those words you copy and paste, you can search AI or whatever now. It's all said by PAP government. That means they don't have their own brain of theirs. They are just echo chamber. So I hope people understand what I'm saying now. I hope I can see a more healthy democracy environment in Singapore where you can agree with PAP, you can disagree with PAP, but come out with your own logic, your own words. Don't copy and paste somewhere that people can search AI or whatever. It's just echo chamber, and it's so sad. If this is the standard of Singaporeans, it is very sad. I will tell you, I really feel very sad. So I do agree with those like folks that talking in the coffee shop that time talking about this. Yeah, I overheard, but I didn't join in the conversations. Yeah, but it's very, very nice. I like that because they have independent mind. Yeah. So maybe this I will talk more in my another video in later date. So I hope all of you have a nice day. And lastly, I would love to hear your thoughts. I am Ben Puah. Thank you.
Democracy is a state in which people cannot act like sheep. Now, I've been to Australia and I've seen how sheep behave. And it is remarkable that these individual animals, when they're in a flock, they behave with such precision and such coordination. I think the NDP parade would be proud to have them on of this continue. After all, they're in all the wine. But in order to be able to get that kind of behavior, for this flock to be able to move the way it does, you need three things, three factors. One, there must be fear. Two, you must deprive the individual animal of information. It must keep its head down and not look up. You must make sure that those that step out of line are quickly punished. And of course it helps to have a bunch of running dogs all around. The question is, my friends, are we sheep?